Judge, ready?
Yeah.
Partner, ready? Okay, I'll begin my time now. This House would ban the ownership of exotic pets. And Judge, before we begin, I'd like to define what exotic pets are for this round and specifically for our policy. An exotic pet, as defined by Oxford Dictionary, is a pet which is relatively rare or unusual to keep, generally thought of as being a species that is commonly found in the wild or stereotypically, I guess, found in the wild. And our policy wishes to directly address this. And this gets, speaking of our policy, we will propose a plan to Congress to ban the use of privately owned exotic pets. Judge, we're not going to be affecting zoos and rehabilitation centers because at the end of the day, a large portion of zoos is a controversial issue and we don't necessarily want to tackle that as much as just the private ownership because it's a much more clear-cut decision that private ownership of pets is not helpful, will not yield any benefits in comparison to zoos, which is a little bit more complicated. For our policy, we would give owners of exotic pets or sellers, distributors, or places that sell exotic pets, we would give them 1 year to send their pets towards a federal government-created program where this program would either send these animals to rehabilitation centers like zoos or centers, or they would directly release them into the wild in their natural habitat. Now, Judge, our whole purpose is to actually set the owners up to where they can actually easily hand off their animal. It's not just boom, it's illegal, you have this pet, you're now in big trouble. You have a bit of time, bit of leeway, say those goodbyes, make sure that you can actually end it well. And after that 1 year, the sale, purchase, and ownership of all exotic pets will be illegal. And after 5 years, Congress will re-examine this policy again to see if there's any changes that need to be made or if we can actually keep it in place or if we should just remove it altogether. We're just trying to test the waters here to see if this is all right the way it is, and if it's not, 5 years we'll fix it. And the whole purpose behind this is the flexibility aspect. We want to make sure that this policy allows for the flexibility behind exotic pets, especially the owners, because distributing that is going to be difficult, especially with a newly created federal government program. So we're trying to offer that same flexibility for these exotic pets. Getting into our first contention, we want to talk about the illegal trade of exotic pets. First of all, I'd like to bring up that there are approximately 17.6 million exotic pets in the United States, and 51% of these are reptiles and 26% of these are birds. Now, Judge, not all of these are necessarily illegal distributors of it, but a large portion of illegal wildlife sales, as according to National Geographic, is as a result of capturing pets that are exotic. They are captured from their natural wildlife, sent to the black market or just the general market for legal ones, and are sold to these people, and they have these exotic pets now, which especially for the illegal portion, it makes up a large majority of the actual multi-billion-dollar local black market for the sale of illegal wildlife. Basically, Judge, we're trying to prevent these kinds of actions. We're trying to prevent the illegal trade, this whole aspect of these exotic pets and animals that are being sold and distributed far throughout the country. Now, 17.6 million may seem like a big number or not, but we're trying to reduce that number as we are trying to actually prevent the harms that come with our second and third contention. Our second contention, Judge, it talks about the human health issues. Now, I'd like to bring up some quick numbers. In the past year, last year specifically in 2023, from issues such as bites as well as contact with certain poisonous and venomous animals, as a result of that, there were 760 episodes where there was allergic or due to the poison. There were 709 hospital admissions, and over the course of last year, there were 2,121 hospital days spent as a result of being in contact or being bitten by an exotic animal, specifically things like a crocodile bite. There were 15 people who were admitted into the hospital as a result of being bit by a crocodile from was exotic pet, not just in the wild. It was an exotic pet. Basically, Judge, we're trying to reduce this number to help the health of the people. When you think about it, there's no real reason why one person needs to necessarily own an exotic pet in comparison to just a general domesticated pet. For instance, a dog. A dog is much more conventional, much more easy, and doesn't lead to necessarily the same kind of health issues. Sure, there's dog attacks, bite attacks, things like that, but the fact still remains that there is less harms and issues that come with more domesticated pets. There's no real reason to need an exotic pet, especially in the case that there's other options. You don't need a crocodile when you can get a cat. You don't need a 12-foot long snake if you can get a dog, for instance. That's just a mere example, but we're trying to reduce these human health errors. And also in our third contention, we'd like to bring up the issues of animal health, as we would like to also benefit these exotic animals themselves. According to PETA, they said that 72% of exotic pets die before they even reach the market. Judge, that's just in the time of being captured and sent to the stores just for them to be sold. 72% of them die. That means 28% of them will get to live. And 75% of exotic pet animals die within a year of being purchased. Meaning, Judge, if you do a bit of math there, that's a 7% chance for animals of survival within your first year of being purchased. That's not very good odds. It's not odd that we want to give these animals and exotic pets, especially considering that there's 17.6 living ones. That means that if you do a bit of math there, that's 100 or something million exotic pets that are being captured, and 93% of them are dying within the first year of being captured and then purchased. Clearly, Judge, that's not helpful towards these animals. It's not beneficial to them, and we want to try and protect them. They belong in their natural environment, and I'm not going to get into the whole issue of pets and ownership, but these exotic animals, like for instance crocodiles, as I mentioned, lions, monkeys, things like that, those animals do not belong in somebody's home. They belong to be in their natural environment and should not experience the issues that come with the low survival rate, shouldn't have to be illegally captured and brutally treated in the process of being shipped and then also sold and being taken care of. That's not healthy for the animal. It's not healthy for the society as a whole. It's in my last minute. Sorry, I can't take the question. It's not helpful and beneficial for society as a whole. As I've already stated, there's bite attacks, there's hospital admissions, there's issues like that which are already present as a result of exotic pets, and we want to fix all of this. And our policy also allows for the flexibility of the owners. So, Judge, for these reasons, for the benefit of the owners, for the animals, and for our society as a whole, we strongly urge you to vote for the affirmation.
Did you yoink?